So on tonight's episode, the Larceny and the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C924. You all know what I'm talking about. No additional introduction needed. I'm Tuck, and this is Bourbon Broke. So these Larceny and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C924s will be the final bottles in this year's triannual release. And real quick, for those of you who may not know or understand the lettering and numbering sequence of the bottles, it's really very simple. The A, B, and C simply means the first, second, and third releases of the year. The first numbers, the 1, 5, and 9, refer to January, May, and September. Then the final two numbers, 24, means the releases in 2024. So the A124 came out in January, the B524 came out in May, and the C924 came out in September. Now with any series of releases, everybody looks forward to them. They go like this. I think I mentioned it in the last episode or the one before. When you have a series, they can't all just go up and up like this. You're going to have some that's better than others, some that you prefer more than others, but really all of these releases are solid, and everybody has a different palate, and some like some that others don't, and vice versa. But I'm really looking forward to getting into this new release, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. So this is the new Larceny Barrel Proof C924. It comes in at 125.1 proof. There's no age statement on the bottle, but they're always 6 to 8 years, so I'm guessing this one is too. The SRP on this is $64.99. As far as a secondary, I haven't seen anything like that out there. This just came out. Who knows if there will be a secondary on this or not in the future. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily readily available right now. You might have to look a little bit, but if you look hard enough, you're going to be able to find one. Let's go ahead and get on to the next bottle. So this is the new Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C924. Comes in at 129 proof. The age statement on this is 11 years, 0 months. The SRP on this is $74.99, so it's $10 more than the Larceny version of this. And as far as an SRP, just like the Larceny, it's too early to tell if there will be a secondary on this or not. Again, these just came out, and let's see how they are. So I'm going to go ahead and just taste these side by side, maybe give a little comparison between the two. Like always, I haven't tried these yet. Just opened them, poured them out a little bit ago, let them open up a little bit. And I'm going to start with the Larceny because it's just a little bit lower proof, and these are my first sips of the day. So again, this one's 125.1 proof. See what this one's like on the nose. Really looking forward to these, always looking forward to these. They're just always good, solid bottles. I'm getting just a little bit of butterscotch on here. Definitely a little bit of oak. Definitely getting some oak in there. A little bit of vanilla. Just a little bit of a spice, almost like a light cinnamon. I don't want to say like an allspice, but yeah, like a cinnamon. Very light on the nose, actually. On the nose, it doesn't seem like it's, 121.1 proof. Let's see what it's like on the palate. For a wheater, for a higher wheat bourbon, I believe this is 20% wheat in this. It does have a nice little spice in it. A lot of times that wheat, being like a lighter grain, will, soften it up a little bit. But this one does have a nice little spice on it. I like it. Tasting a little bit of honey. Definitely getting some like caramel vanilla in there, just a classic caramel vanilla. I'm definitely getting some cinnamon in there now. Definitely some cinnamon. This has a nice finish on it. That finish you know, that caramel vanilla and the oak especially comes through on that finish. Definitely more oak coming through on this than I had anticipated and thought there would be. This is nice. I like this. This does not drink like 125.1. You know, it's been a while since I've had any of the other Larceny barrels, barrel proofs that I have, but this is a good solid bottle. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and try the Elijah Craig barrel proof C924 and see how that is. Now this one does bump up the proof to 129, so we'll see how this is. And as you can see, the color on the Elijah Craig is a little bit darker. As you would expect, this is 11 years old, and the Larcenys are generally 6 to 8 years old, so I guess you would expect that. On the nose on this one, I'm getting like a darker fruit, like a lighter plum taste, not getting into the raisin, but like a plum, darker fruit. Possibly like a little bit of fig, plum in there. Definitely some brown sugar. Definitely brown sugar in there. A little bit of oak, not much, not what I would expect necessarily, being an 11 year, but let's see what it's like on the palate. Wow. This definitely tastes like a higher proof than the Larceny. Now granted, it is a higher proof, but only 3.9 percent on that proof, which is not a lot, but it tastes more of a proof on this one, no question. Yeah, that dark fruit's coming through on here. Ooh, feeling a little bit of a nuttiness in there too, like a pecan. I don't want to say like a, not necessarily like a Booker's nutty taste, well, just like a light pecan taste on here. And it has that dark molasses in with it, with that pecan, a little bit like a pecan pie. This is good. I like this a lot. Wow. The more I sip it, that oak comes through a lot more than it did on the nose. I'm really tasting that oak and I'm really liking it. This has a nice spice in it too. Wow. Yeah, this is more like a baking spice in this one than the Larceny. I'm really liking this. This one has a really, really nice finish on it. It definitely carries through and lasts quite a while. Yeah, it's still going. That's kind of weird. You get that, that dark fruit kind of carries through into the finish, but I'm almost getting not like a lighter fruit, but almost like a green apple, almost like a green apple tartness on that finish. Wow. Wow, nice viscosity on this too. I know it's non-chill filtered, and I can definitely, there's definitely a lot, a nice viscosity on this. Wow, just keep going back to it. And the more I drink it, I'm getting some slightly different notes in there. Like I had mentioned, that green apple is now kind of coming through on the palate, whereas before I didn't notice it, but noticed it on that finish after a little bit, after a few sips. But Wow. Yeah, that palate's like a dark molasses pecan pie. Both of these are solid. If I had to choose between the two, I think I would go with the Elijah Craig. It's just more, just full-bodied, just a little bit more complex, more going on in there than the Larceny, which generally happens. The Larceny tastes, a little lighter, just a little lighter on the nose and on the palate. And you're going to get that from a, higher wheat bourbon. Yeah, two totally different profiles on this, and they're both very, very good. Really, it just comes down to your own personal preference and what you're in the mood for, when you want to drink. As far as a comparison, it's like I said, it's been a while since I've went back to the Larceny Barrel Proof and also the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof for this year. So probably what I'll do, at least with the Elijah Craig, I'm going to do like a blind between the A124, B524, and this C924, and see what it's like in a blind. But an overall rating on these, they're both solid, very good. I think I would give this Larceny, I'm going to go an 8.1 on this one. And on the Elijah Craig, I'm going to go an 8.4 on that. I think those are both solid scores. These are both very solid. When these barrel proofs come out every year with every release, the 3 of them per year, we always anticipate them. We always want to know what that next one's going to be like. And I'll be honest, neither one of these disappointed me at all. I like them both. I would say they're a definite buy, especially at retail if you can find them for that. $64.99 on the Larceny, $74.99 on the Elijah Craig. Those are good prices for what these are. I think it's a very, very good buy. So, yeah, I recommend them both if you can get them at that price. So, that's it. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I really enjoyed making it. Both of these are really, really good, solid bottles, especially for the price. I think it's a great buy on these if you can get them for SRP. Anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, please hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything at all, and it does help me out, and I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to check out some Bourbon Broke merchandise, just go to bourbonbroke.com, go to the store, and check out everything on there. That's it for tonight. And remember, keep your friends close and your bourbon closer. Cheers. Those are great. Those are great. See you next time.